Hello everyone and welcome to another distro check. So I installed Chakra a long time ago, and I believe that when I installed it originally I didn't like it at all. I never really did anything with it and then just reinstalled another distro over it. I don't know what brought up Chakra recently, but I figured, you know what, I might as well check it out again and see what it's like. So this is Chakra Linux at chakralinux.org. Chakra Linux is a GNU Linux distribution with an emphasis on KDE and Qt that focuses on simplicity from a technical standpoint and free software. The downloadable ISO features a bootable environment that allows you to test the system before installing. So the main things that I saw on this was its emphasis on KDE and Qt, which are two things that are kind of my preference. I know that I've mentioned on videos before, but KDE is what I love the most as far as every distro that I've ever used. So the most recent ISO that they have on their website is 2016.02. So the last time a full ISO was released was in February of this year. Let's see, so what is Chakra? We already read what Chakra is. Why would you want to use it? So if you have the same vision as the community and you find the half rolling release model to fit your needs. So Chakra has a half rolling release model. So what this means is its base system stays the same every year, and then they have a big upgrade, which is 2016.02 was the big upgrade. But throughout the year, the applications, the KDE, it updates and updates and updates, so it stays fairly accurate, or fairly new and usable and fresh. Why would you not want to use Chakra? If you want the most recent kernel update, so it is a little bit further back on the kernel. If you prefer other software to be stable and not updated as often. If you need support for other architectures other than x86-64, if you prefer a different desktop environment. So the only architectures that Chakra even uses is 64-bit architecture. So if you're still using a 32-bit system, don't even look at Chakra because you won't be able to use it. Chakra is derived from Arch Linux, but they're not compatible by design. So Chakra, I think once upon a time, used to be more derived from Arch Linux, where you could combine the two, you could use the R and all that, but then they went from being completely derived from Arch Linux to being its own individual system, which really reminds me of Chaos, except for this doesn't completely block anything that's a 32-bit library or a 32-bit file. Chakra does its best to stay as far from GTK as possible because, hey, their focus are Qt and KDE, so why would they want to do a lot of GTK? Belief in the potential of KDE, like I said. This means virtually no GTK-dependent applications by default. Chakra does, however, recognize that there are quite a few popular GTK applications which are provided in the GTK repository. So they have a repository available so that you can install the popular GTK applications. So GIMP, FileZilla, or certain other ones. To preserve, let's see, you can download and run many popular applications. If there isn't your favorite application, you can download, build, and install software from the CCR, our community repository. So if you've used Manjaro, you know that Octopi has the R. So you click on the little alien and then you go to the R, which is the Arch community repositories. If you're on Chaos, it's the KCP, the Chaos Community Project. It's their repositories. Here, the CCR is the Chakra Community Repository. So other users just like me, just like you. They create a application or they build an application for Chakra, then they can upload it onto the CCR so that it's available. So CCR is open to any application, does not prohibit the installation of GTK or other dependencies. Let's see. Unofficial but community-driven repository for Chakra users. Let's see. Is Chakra a good distribution for new Linux users? Target audience is keep it simple, stupid-minded users who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. Although Chakra is very stable and easy to use, it occasionally retires a certain level of competency and does not shy away from command line. That being said, the simpleness and clarity in code and system architecture make Chakra a great distribution for users who want to learn the ins and outs of Linux. Release model is a half-rolling release model. They use Pacman. So if you've ever used Pacman, if you've used Manjaro, if you've used Netrunner when it was the rolling Arch version, and it uses Octopi as the graphics for it. Half-rolling release model. New Chakra releases will only improve the system installation. So everything on your system is going to be updated except for the underlying system. The underlying system will be improved with the system installation. Is Chakra just Arch Linux and KDE mod? No. While that was the origin of the project, Chakra has matured into an independent distribution of its own. Chakra is still heavily influenced by the virtues and simplicity and elegance learned while with Arch Linux. So as I said above, it's not really Arch Linux, but it's based upon it. Which just reminds me of Chaos again. It's kind of its own thing. It just uses Pacman to do its package repositories. Let's see. So Pacman is being borrowed from Arch for the time being, but doesn't quite fit our needs. They're working on creating their own custom package manager called Akabeya, which is currently in development. And it's expected when it's finished, but it sounds like they still have a lot of work on that. So I believe users for Chakra are still going to be using Pacman for a while. It has, on the wiki, it has the feature plan, so it'll be released when it's done. If we go to the feature plan, and we go to in progress, to do, in progress, needs testing, to do. So they still have a lot of work that they're doing on Akabe. Yes, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but you know. Chakra doesn't start all services like your normal Linux distribution would. It sticks to the keep it simple, stupid principle. So if you want cups started, then you'll have to start the service and enable it so that it continues. Same for a firewall, it looks like. Let's see, Chakra uses package builds. Let's see, Octopi is the GUI for Pacman. All repositories are retrieved every time I run Pacman SYU. Let's see. So that's about it for that. Well, no, let's look at this real quick. Can I mix Chakra and Arch Linux packages? No. Can I use the R in Chakra? No. So, like I said before, it's not Arch Linux or a true derivation. I butchered that too. It's not directly derived from Arch Linux, but it's kind of, you know, its own thing, but based off of what they learned when they were deriving from Arch Linux. Let's see. And that's about everything I'm going to read on that. Let's see. So here we are, we have the system. This is what was installed when I first installed straight from the ISO. KDE Plasma version 5.5.4, Qt version 5.5.1, kernel version 4.2.6. So we're going to see what happens after I update. So I came across the error when I was updating. Here's the error. It fails to commit transactions conflicting files with KDE and Qt. So you can do one of two things. You can either, when you do the update, just say no for the KDE and Qt overriding, or you can hit -- force so that you can force install the update, which is what I did, and everything went through just like you would think. So now we have our system, and I've done a few things to kind of optimize it a little bit. I put in some theming for the way I like my computers to be themed. I actually haven't been this interested in Distro in a while, so I actually installed this on my main machine instead of just using a virtual machine. You got your panel like you would have normally. You got your desktop. Let's see, so I changed the startup menu to be this main menu thing. I changed this to an icons only taskbar. It was the typical taskbar. So yes, I changed it from the application launcher to the applications menu. You also can change it to the applications dashboard if you want. So for ease of looking at this, you have your favorites in the sidebar. You have recent applications, recent documents. They have a chakra specific where you can look at bugs and probably submit bugs, code, documentation, donations, forums, homepage, and package change logs. So if I wanted to go straight to the forums, I could. There's also development, so automatically you have Cuttlefish, Plasma Look and Feel Explorer, Plasma Theme Explorer, and if I remember right, with 5.8.2 you're supposed to be able to easily create themes for Plasma, and these are supposed to be the tools to help. It automatically puts in Qt Designer, Education, KDE Marble, Graphics. It has a few graphics in there. They're try and stick more to KDE style applications. Internet has, let's see, it comes with Cupzilla, Mirror Check, Conversation, Knet Attach, KML. I installed Vivaldi. A multimedia, I installed Audacity, so it came with Balmy, FFADO Mixer, K3B, Kdenlive, Tomahawk. I installed VocoScreen. Bomi is an interesting multimedia player. I haven't seen it before, but it's pretty simple little window. You move your mouse down here, it pulls that menu up. You have to right click on it to actually open anything. You have to select what the device is. So for this, if I open up the DVD that's in my computer, and this came, at least after updates, it was already set up on my system, so I didn't have to do anything extra. I didn't have to do anything extra to get DVD support set up. It automatically put in a DVD and watch a movie. However, it is kind of strange when you come to playing the movie. The menus don't quite work right. I don't remember exactly what I did to get them to work earlier when I was messing around with it. It might just be because I haven't used it, but you would think you could just use the mouse and click on it, but it just doesn't seem to work. So I was pressing a whole bunch of keys and messing around with it and got it to play, but I can't remember what I was doing earlier to make it work. Let's see, multimedia, Tomahawk is the music player. I've really not messed with that one yet either. Office, it gives you a whole bunch of stuff for Office. Starts with brain dump, the entire Calligra suite. Let's see, K address book, Carbon, Kexi, KML is the default metal client. Plan work package handler. Let's see, Ocular settings. It comes with FCITX configuration and system settings. So system settings is basically like you would expect with any distribution, any KDE distribution, except for right here they added a few of their own things. Chakra repository editor, so that you can edit your repositories, and backups, so you can configure a backup plan. So if you were to enable a backup, it would create a way to back up your system, so if something bad happens, you'll be able to get to it. Everything else in here is pretty much just like you would expect with a normal KDE distribution. Let's see, under system, typical things you would see under system. It comes with Yakuake, utilities, ARC, FCITX, KCalc, just normal everyday stuff that would typically be in it. A lost and found USB format. So those are all the applications that are installed on it. A cool thing about this is before the update, I did not have a KSuperKey. After the update, KSuperKey was automatically installed and running. So that was cool because I'm very into having my KSuperKey set up. After the update, Yakuake was installed and apparently not working. I'll have to look at that later. If we go into Octopi, so Octopi is the GUI graphical for the package manager. So these are the repositories. These are everything that's in all the repositories. So if I refresh the database, put in my password, it's going to sync lib32, core, desktop, and GTK. So it keeps these so that you don't get all the excess junk that you would get from normal. It keeps it minimized so that you only get what you need. So as you can see, if I were to go and look for GIMP, it shows GIMP, and the most recent version is 2.8.18 in this. If I look for Qt, we'll look for Creator. So Qt Creator 4.0.3-2. Now I'm not sure if that's the newest version, but I'm gonna guess it probably is. You have this alien right here, which is the CCR, sorry. So the CCR, if you were to type in Android Studio, type in Android, and then go down to Android Studio. Android Studio is the 2.2.0.12 version, which is pretty much the newest version. We can go to Android development. Actually, I should type in Android Studio. I haven't really set this up yet. I've actually never used Vivaldi. It's something that I'm just testing out. So Android Studio, free download. What in the world? I'm not even on the right page. Thank you, Yahoo. Let's try that again. Android Studio. Here we are. Alright, so 2.2.2.0 is the most current, and we got 2.2.0. So it's pretty current. It's at least not still on 2.1. But that's one of the awesome things, is it's already pretty much set up for you in here. Like I said, this is probably about the first time that I've really started being excited about a distribution in a while. I'm taking Chakra as a test run as my personal driver to see how it works out. Now, I hope you guys try it out. I hope you guys see if you're interested in it. It really does. It kind of gives me a chaosy theme and a neon theme, or neon feel, kind of combined. So, like Chaos, it's KDE Center. KDE is the main focus, and they just put in a little bit of GTK just because there are some apps that most users just can't live without, or feel like they can't live without, or don't like the other alternatives that are out there. Or it's a big application that was created in GTK, and the devs just don't want to retranslate it into Qt. But it's really, it gives me that chaosy feel, like it's built only for KDE and Qt. It's built to be following the neon, being the most up-to-date KDE as humanly possible, which is also what Chaos does, with staying on a stable system, which is what Neon does. One other thing, if you open a GTK application, so for example, I installed Audacity. Now, I know in other KDE distributions that I've used, Audacity would freak out a little bit and these buttons would just disappear. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but it opens in a nice theme where you obviously can tell this isn't Qt, it's GNOME, it's GTK, and it works very well. It works very well. It pulls in the theme, or it pulls in the files. You can edit all the files you want. It doesn't lose these buttons. So it looks like I don't know if it's a 5.8.2 version type of thing that makes the GTK part of it work better, the theming look better, but it definitely shows on this distribution. So all in all, I think this is going to be a great distribution. I'm excited to try it out as my main driver. Alright guys, thank you. Have a good one.